You ready? All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Nick Serrano. I proudly serve as the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor of the City of San Diego, Todd Gloria, as well as the Vice Chair of the San Diego County Water Authority. I want to start by acknowledging some of the people who are here with us today. We have the Mayor of the City of San Diego, Todd Gloria, the Chair of the County Board of Supervisors, Nora Vargas, San Diego City Council Member and Commissioner on LAFCO, Stephen Whitburn, the Vice Mayor for the City of La Mesa, Colin Parent, the Chair of the San Diego County Water Authority and Representative of the City of Del Mar, Mel Katz, the Secretary of the San Diego County Water Authority and Representative of the Lakeside Water District and a local farmer, Frank Hilliker, President and CEO of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce, Jerry Sanders, representing the San Diego and Imperial Counties Labor Council, the Managing Director, Satomi Rash Ziegler, the Business Manager for the San Diego County Building and Construction Trades Council, Carol Kim, and Gail Goldberg, who represents San Diego County on the Metropolitan Water District's Board of Directors as one of its vice chairs. Today, we are coming together as regional leaders representing local government, business, labor, and the water community to express our deep concerns and, unfortunately, our opposition to the proposed detachment of the Fallbrook Public Utility District and the Rainbow Municipal Water District from the San Diego County Water Authority. These are two agencies in our North County that have proposed to leave San Diego County for Riverside County, and they are proposing to do so without fully paying their bills, without paying their share of the investments our region collectively made that has resulted in one of the most reliable water supplies in the Western United States. On Monday morning, the San Diego County LAFCO Commission will take this issue up, and they face a truly unprecedented decision that will affect generations of San Diego County water ratepayers. And should the LAFCO Commission grant their departure, it will impact nearly every household in San Diego County, everyone who lives outside the Fallbrook and Rainbow water districts. The rest of us in San Diego County could be forced to pay nearly $200 million more for water over the next decade. And so today, we are coming together to urge the LAFCO commissioners to vote no on detachment and protect San Diego County ratepayers. With that, it is my tremendous honor to introduce our first speaker, someone who's been standing up for our region on this issue. Please join me in welcoming to the mic the Mayor of the City of San Diego, Todd Gloria.
Thank you, Vice Chair Serrano. Good morning, everybody. I'm pleased to join this group of leaders behind me from across our nation, our region, to urge LAFCO to vote no on the proposed detachment of the Fallbrook and Rainbow water districts in this coming Monday, and instead choose to protect the taxpayers of San Diego County. The proposal in front of LAFCO, if approved, will have far-reaching consequences and implications for nearly every household in San Diego County, and there's no doubt about that. So let me talk a little bit about what this proposed detachment will do. When it comes down to whether it is to raise water rates for nearly everyone in San Diego County, it's about whether or not we should have to cover $200 million in costs that these two districts can possibly receive cheaper water while we all pay more. It's about whether to weaken our collective power at the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California and instead cede that power to Riverside. It probably goes without saying, as mayor, I cannot stand by and let this threat loom needlessly above all of our residents, and particularly our water ratepayers of this city now and in the future. In fact, I believe no mayor should allow this to happen to their residents. When we, as San Diego County region, have come together over the last 2 decades to invest in water infrastructure and water supply reliability in order to ensure safe, clean, and reliable water for each of our homes and businesses, these two agencies now just want to skip out and leave the rest of us footing the bill for the investments that they have agreed to, that they have benefited from, and now they want to subject nearly every household in the region to water rate increases in order to pay their share of the bill. It's the equivalent of having a meal in a restaurant and then dashing out on the check. That's not acceptable in that setting, and it's not acceptable in this one. The rest of us should not have to pay this bill for what they've benefited from. So what I want the public to know, if you do not live in Fallbrook or Rainbow, you will have to pay more for water if LAFCO approves the detachment on Monday. That's unfair, it's not right, it's not okay, and the commission should vote no to protect you and your family from these unnecessary rate increases. Let's also be clear about what detachment will do to harm agriculture here in San Diego County. I'm sure others will speak to this far better than I can. But Fallbrook and Rainbow will tell you that they want to leave and leave us footing the rest of that bill in order to save the agriculture in their communities. But they aren't the only agriculture in San Diego County. Valley Center, Uima, Escondido, Ramona, Vista, and even some parts of my city, the city of San Diego in the far north, also have agricultural organizations. If LAFCO votes yes on detachment on Monday, all of those agricultural areas will have to pay more for their water. And I'd point out that no water districts in the region are supporting these detachment proposals as currently proposed, except for Fallbrook and Rainbow. The last thing I want to say about this, at the very least, I believe that all residents of San Diego County who will be impacted by this decision should have a say in it. I believe it's inappropriate that a governmental reorganization that has economic and political impacts on the vast majority of us, of the 3 million people in this region, can go forward without a vote of all people impacted. This is a unilateral decision being made by folks at LAFCO. And LAFCO staff and commissioners can grant us all the right to vote on this, but so far they have chosen to not do that. So you have to ask yourself, why is that? That's why I'm here to express my appreciation to Assemblymember Tasha Borner for working with the city to introduce legislation that will allow voters to have a say in this matter. The voters deserve to know about this issue, they deserve to understand the economic and political impacts of it, and they deserve to have a voice in this decision. No, detachment is not a solution. It is not a solution to the problems identified by the two agencies that are currently wanting to get away from the table. The solution is to bring down water rates. The solution is to have stronger agriculture in San Diego County. It's not to cede from the union. The solution is to work together as a region to address the problems that we collectively face. I know that that work is ongoing at the County Water Authority under the incredible leadership of Board Chair Mel Katz, as well as Acting General Director Dan Denham. Lastly, on Monday, LAFCO has a choice. You can protect taxpayers, or you can hand them a $200 million bill. That's what's at stake. That's their decision to make. I'm hopeful that along with these regional leaders behind me, we can say that instead of detachment, let's prioritize collaboration, cooperation, and dialogue. Let's reject this rate increase. Let's vote no on detachment. With that, I will turn it over to my partner at the County of San Diego, the chair of the County Board of Supervisors, my friend, Supervisor Nora Vargas. Chair Vargas.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you to all of my friends and colleagues who are here today. I'm here joining you as the chairwoman for District 1 and also chairwoman for the County Board of Supervisors and representative for District 1, the San Diego Board. This is a role that I take very seriously, and I do it because I want to make sure that I improve the lives of our residents in San Diego County. I want to make sure I emphasize that in District 1, I represent communities like National City, San Isidro, Chula Vista, and Imperial Beach. And I'm so proud of District 1 to be one of the most diverse and culturally rich part of San Diego. But it's also one of the most low-income and historically underserved communities. The impacts of this detachment proposal will hit our low-income environmental justice communities the hardest. They're going to feel the financial increase the hardest, and that's just not fair. Its unnecessary increase in water bills means taking money away each month from hardworking families who can least afford it. The people of my district work hard and are proud to pay their taxes, so I'm very concerned about the long-term impacts this detachment will have on our local region and ratepayers that are serviced by the San Diego County Water Authority. As the chair of the board, I have a responsibility to look at the county as a whole. Not only will this detachment proposal lead to higher water bills for every family and business throughout the county, our region won't have any say in the matter. I believe all registered voters in the county of San Diego who will be impacted by this deserve the right to vote on this issue. That is why we're working closely with Assemblymember Tasha Borner to secure legislation that requires a countywide vote before these two agencies can leave for Riverside, and I'm so grateful for her. But in the interim, on behalf of the San Diego County water users and my community and our district, I'm calling on LAFCO to reject this proposal and work to find an equitable solution that's fair for everyone. Before I introduce one of my good friends, Mel Katz, I just want to say rápidamente que es muy importante que las personas entiendan que esta iniciativa a la cual se va a votar el lunes va a tener un impacto muy grande, especialmente en las comunidades del sur de San Diego. Es no solamente el impacto en el norte del condado de San Diego. Entonces, le pedimos por favor a todos los residentes de San Diego que hablen al AFCO y les digan que voten no en contra de esta iniciativa, porque una vez se deshagan de esta parte tan importante, va a impactar directamente el costo a las comunidades del sur de San Diego. Entonces es importantísimo que pongamos presión al comité del AFCO y pedirles por favor que voten no y que den la oportunidad que los votantes que están registrados en el condado de San Diego tengan la oportunidad de decir si esto es importante para ellos o no. Pero sabemos que estamos en una situación económica en donde un incremento a nuestros servicios de utilidades van a tener un impacto demasiado grande. Así que por eso les pido por favor que salgan, que vayan, hablen al AFCO y digan que voten no por esta iniciativa. With that, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce my good friend Mel Katz, the chair of the San Diego County Water Authority, to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair Vargas. We had a little change in speaking order, so I'll speak next, and we'll hear from Mel in just a moment. My name is Stephen Whitburn. I am the City Council member for San Diego City Council District 3, which includes the area that we're in right now. And I am concerned about the detachment as a San Diego Council member, also as a member of the Water Authority Board of Directors, and as the Vice Chair of LAFCO. And I thank Mayor Gloria and Chair Vargas for outlining how this divisive proposal will harm San Diego families. Now, I'd like to make it clear that we are not upset with the fine people of Rainbow and Fallbrook, the families and businesses that make up those communities. But their elected water leaders made investments on their behalf, and smart investments, that I may add, to ensure that they had a reliable supply of water no matter the weather or the drought conditions. And the residents of Rainbow and Fallbrook have benefited from those investments over the years. We just have to look elsewhere around the state to see how other regions struggle when they are limited in their water supplies because of drought. But San Diego has developed a drought-safe water supply, and that comes at a cost. I would venture to guess the residents of Rainbow and Fallbrook are not the type to walk away from their financial obligations. And I'm even more sure that they would not look kindly upon having to pay for somebody else's debts. But unfortunately, that is what their elected water leaders are doing on their behalf. And for everyone else remaining in San Diego County, those not fleeing to Riverside, that is not right. And that is why regional leaders have gathered today to call on LAFCO to protect San Diego County water ratepayers. We're asking LAFCO to take action on 3 things on Monday: to conduct updated financial and environmental analyses that reflect current conditions, to require Fallbrook and Rainbow to fully cover their costs so that they don't unfairly shift the burden to the rest of the region's ratepayers, and to ensure that everyone affected by this major change gets to vote on this proposal. And with that, I will ask Colin Parent, the Vice Mayor of the City of La Mesa, to say a few words. Colin?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Colin Parent. I'm the Vice Mayor of the City of La Mesa. So, I grew up in East County, and like a lot of people in East County, my family moved out to East County because the cost of living was less. The housing was less expensive. I mean, we're all San Diegans. We love being near the ocean. We love being near the beach, but we can't all afford to do so. So that's why my family moved out to East County, and that's why I returned. And that's true for that cost of living concern is a big motivator for a lot of people who live in that area, and including for some of our sister areas like Rolando and City Heights and Paradise Hills. But the cost of living is going up. People might have heard we have a housing crisis. It's expensive, but utilities are going up too. And it's just astonishing to me that we're actually having a conversation right now with LAFCO considering detachment, which would raise the rates and the cost of living for the vast majority of people in our region. That's not okay. That's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair for ratepayers in North County to pay less so that the rest of the region, including East County, have to pay for more. That just doesn't make any sense. It's not fair, and they shouldn't do it. And I also want to say another thing. we got a bunch of wonky elected officials and community leaders here and really smart reporters. You all probably know what LAFCO is and all that, but I think the general public is happy to not think about it normally, right? But now that they're considering doing something that's going to raise the rates and the cost of living for most of San Diegans, well, they're starting to pay attention. And we're going to hear a little bit more about it. We already heard some, but there's been some movement in the legislature from Assemblymember Borner, which to require both the voters of apparent jurisdiction and detaching jurisdictions to vote to approve that sort of detachment. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's one of those kinds of policies when you hear about it, you're like, oh, I'm surprised that isn't the law already, right? And if LAFCO decides to move forward with this without a public vote, without having those entities pay their fair share, then you better believe the public's going to start paying attention. They're going to be demanding reform. So So I'm proud to be here with many of my colleagues and calling on LAFCO to make the right decision, to make sure that the public has an opportunity to vote and that ratepayers are protected. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, and we are inviting up next Janet Chin, District Director from Assembly District 77.
I want to begin by saying thank you to everyone who's gathered here today on this issue that has the potential to impact everyone in San Diego County. My name is Janet Chin, and I'm here on behalf of Assemblymember Tasha Berner, the author of AB 399. Assemblymember Berner introduced AB 399 as a good governance bill to give ratepayers a voice in decisions impacting the cost of one of their most basic needs, water. She believes that having separate rules for changes to a city versus a water district is unacceptable when the impact is going to be felt by people in either case. No taxation without representation was a fundamental value of our founding as a nation. Why would we ignore that principle now? As it stands, if Rainbow and Fallbrook water districts leave the San Diego Water Authority, each and every household in the rest of the county could see their water bills increase by more than $1 a month. Assemblymember Berner introduced AB 399 because she believes that people paying those bills deserve the opportunity to say whether they think that increase is worth it or not. Now, I know we're all worried that the vote by LAFCO on Monday may not go the way we want it to. If AB 399 passes, though, it won't matter. Assemblymember Tasha Berner advanced AB 399 because she knows that if it passes and the governor signs the bill, every voter in this county gets the chance through an election to have their say on what the LAFCO board is trying to push through on Monday. Thank you for allowing me to speak here today. I welcome Mel Katz, Chair of the San Diego Water Authority.
Thank you all so much. I'm Mel Katz, and I'm the chair of the board of directors for the San Diego County Water Authority. The San Diego County Water Authority is made up of 24 different water districts who represent all of San Diego County. Our goal is to keep all 24 of those water districts as part of this San Diego Region Water Authority. On Monday, in the building right in front of me, LAFCO commissioners are going to decide if 2 of our 24 water districts should be able to detach from the San Diego County Water Authority. I'm deeply concerned that LAFCO could make this momentous decision without ensuring the accuracy of the costs of detaching from the Water Authority or allowing residents in the county a chance to vote on this scheme. The exit fee proposed by LAFCO staff is based on year-old data and questionable projections that understate the actual cost of detachment by 50%. The net effect is that LAFCO's proposal isn't close to covering the cost that will be shifted to the residents throughout San Diego County. In addition, LAFCO staff recommendations to approve detachment proposals by Fallbrook and Rainbow does not include analysis of the impact to the disadvantaged communities or to ag in the Water Authority's service area, nor does it include environmental analysis required by the law. All of these reasons and more, it's critical for LAFCO commissioners to reject this proposal on Monday. Again, I thank you all for being here, and I thank the people behind me for being here, many who represent thousands of workers here in San Diego County and thousands of businesses in San Diego County, and you'll be hearing from a few more of them in a few minutes. It's now my pleasure to introduce a farmer from Lakeside, Frank Hilliker, who is also the secretary of our board of the County Water Authority. Frank, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mel. So again, I'm Frank Hilliker, and I'm an egg farmer in Lakeside, a board member at the Lakeside Water District, and I sit on the board of directors for the County Water Authority. You know, the unfortunate reality is that LAFCO has not assessed the impact of its decision on the county's huge farm sector. We all care about the cost of water because it is a major factor for most farms. So understand, 70% of agriculture is going to be outside of the potential detachment area. If Fallbrook and Rainbow water agencies don't pay their costs, it harms farmers like me who will have to be forced to pay more. I urge LAFCO to make sure that they require full cost coverage by Fallbrook and Rainbow to protect our region's $2 billion ag industry. With that, I thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce Jerry Sanders, San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Frank, thank you very much, and thank you for single-handedly bringing down the egg prices. We appreciate that. I appreciate Frank, and I've known him for a long time. Probably goes without saying, but San Diego economy runs on water. The hospitality industry and our life science labs, family farms and craft breweries, makers of Navy ships and surfboards. Every business, large or small, depends on a safe and reliable supply of water. For more than 75 years, our entire region has worked together and made the collective investments necessary to support our unmatched economy and quality of life. Specifically, the Water Authority and its member agencies have been excellent partners ensuring that water is accessible when we need it. That's why we find it troubling that these two agencies want to leave this successful regional water partnership and join with an agency in Riverside. Yesterday, the Chamber's Sustainability and Industry Committee voted overwhelmingly to reject the detachment. Our members clearly saw that this proposal would shift millions in added costs onto local business, many of who operate on very thin margins already. The majority of our businesses in our region are small, and I can tell you that utilities are a big part of their budgets. This added burden will make it even harder for local businesses to succeed and will make San Diego a less competitive market to attract and retain the best employees. Let's not add to the challenges our businesses face with an unnecessary water rate increase. We call on LAFCO to protect local businesses and vote no on detachment. Thank you, and now I'd like to introduce Carol Kim.
Good morning. I'm Carol Kim, the business manager of the San Diego Building Trades Council and the vice president of the San Diego and Imperial Counties Labor Council. I'm here today representing over 200,000 workers and their families from our region. We work every day to improve the lives of working people by standing together and fighting together. And our members come from a broad array of sectors and professions, and together we're fighting to rebuild and grow the middle class. That's why this proposal from Rainbow and Fallbrook is so troubling. Inflation is already hurting so many hardworking people, struggling to make ends meet against the high cost of living in San Diego County. The price of everything from gas to food is rising, and much of that is beyond our control. But here we have the choice to not inflict higher costs on San Diegans just trying to get by. We should not be forced to pay higher water bills because these two agencies want to leave for Riverside. We just celebrated the 4th of July. What they're trying to do is fundamentally un-American. For working families across our region, every dollar matters and every dollar counts. We urge LAFCO to vote no on the detachment and work to find a solution that doesn't harm our working families. As our final speaker today, I am pleased to welcome Gail Goldberg, Vice Chair of the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, here on behalf of MWD's Board Chairman, Aiden Ortega.
Thank you very much. MWD Chair Adon Ortega expresses regret for not being able to join today. He asks that I deliver the following remarks on his behalf. In 2022, Metropolitan faced severe limitations in providing imported water to 6 million Southern Californians. This mostly affected the northern reaches of Metropolitan's service territory. San Diego went through a similar experience in the 1990s during a 7-year drought. And for this reason, I recruited Gail Goldberg, a noted planner, his words, in both Los Angeles and San Diego to lead our long-term climate adaptation planning process. She represents the County Water Authority on Metropolitan's board and serves as the Vice Chair of Finance and Long-Term Planning. The climate adaptation planning will lead to diversifying supplies for most parts of Metropolitan, largely emulating the resiliency achieved in San Diego over the past 20 years. The irony is that as the rest of Southern California is looking to emulate San Diego's robust and diverse water supply portfolio, we have 2 sub-agencies in San Diego looking to limit their supplies to only imported water. They are willfully surrendering access to recycled water, brackish water desalination, and other local resources and programs, even while joining Eastern Municipal Water District. The policy implications are significant, where some will seek the cheapest source of imported water, leaving their neighbors stranded with the cost of building resiliency. It is a major challenge to long-term planning objectives to protect jobs and businesses during the uncertainties we face with climate change. I have called upon San Diego LAFCO to consider the climate whiplash events over the past 3 years as they contemplate a decision to limit these 2 San Diego sub-agencies to only imported water. The latest staff report plainly demonstrates that they will not consider such water supply issue. I don't think it is too much to ask that decisions of this magnitude be well informed. The accelerated decision by San Diego LAFCO will not deliver the intended results while shifting massive amounts of costs to the rest of San Diego. I believe that this will be a lesson for the rest of Southern California and California about how not to plan. Thank you very much, and I will turn the mic back to Nick Serrano.
Well, thank you all so much, and I want to thank all of our speakers here today, again, representing a wide array of San Diego County and our water community. I think it's clear that our region's leaders are on the same page and speaking with a single voice. The proposed detachment will harm San Diego in so many different ways. And to sum up, and as the mayor discussed and others have mentioned, let me again just be clear what's at stake this coming Monday. What's at stake this coming Monday is truly the whole notion of regional governance. We have regional bodies set up to deal with issues of regional significance like water. SANDAG, MTS, the Airport Authority, even LAFCO. It's the notion of whether we can and should come together to work on the collective challenges we face, or just cede from the union when we don't feel served and to the detriment of everyone else. What's at stake with detachment is a reduction of San Diego County's voting power at the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, ceding that power to Los Angeles, Riverside, and others. What's at stake is a needless water rate increase for 3 million people in San Diego County. What's at stake is a governmental reorganization that will impact the vast majority of households and residents in the region, going forward without a true vote of the people. What's at stake with detachment is the rest of us being left with a $200 million bill for the investments that we've collectively made to supply reliable water to the region, reliability that we all have benefited from. This is what's at stake this coming Monday. And so it's for all of these reasons that we are urging the LAFCO Commission to vote no, and why the public should tell the commissioners to also vote no. Vote no on detachment and protect the ratepayers of San Diego County. Vote no on detachment and reject a needless water rate increase to 3 million people in San Diego County. Vote no on detachment and harming agriculture. Vote no on detachment and reject putting an unnecessary burden on the rest of San Diego County ratepayers. Vote no on detachment and encourage Fallbrook and Rainbow to instead come to the table and work on real solutions. That is our message here today. I again want to thank the regional leaders behind me for coming together, and at this time I would like to invite them to join me around the $200 million water bill that is at stake this coming Monday, as we would like to send a visual message to the LAFCO commissioners as to what we would like them to do this coming Monday. So if I could invite everybody.
Where's our chairman?
I didn't get one.
All right, all in.
A little bitty one. Okay. All right.
Are we supposed to smile or scowl?
Oh, you're lead parent.
Thank you all very much. We will be available for questions and one-on-ones.
All right. Good job. Good seeing you, sir.
Hey, nice to see you. I'm gonna ask for some photos from your staff members.
Good, yeah.
Busy Monday, right?